Okay, so as I kind of predicted, the dreaded Dexerto article has come out about neurosama, and oh my god, has it caused a ton of hate in the kind of community, and I think it is very disappointing to see that this is something that keeps on happening. Obviously, as you see here, Dexerto put out a post saying AI-powered VTuber neurosama's creator, vedal987, has broken the hype train record on Twitch for the third time. The channel now has around 296,400 subscribers. So yeah, obviously they're reporting on that third record break that neurosama actually managed to beat. And yeah, it's absolutely amazing to see that she has beaten the hype train record. But obviously with a lot of these Dexerto posts come a lot of hate and harassment towards Vedal and a lot of the people involved with Neuro, right? And yeah, as you can see in the quote retweets, the first one, literally the first one, is saying VTubers if PDFs didn't exist. And yeah, there is Trump working at McDonald's, which again, it's ridiculous that you could even kind of put two and two together like that. It's just not the same thing, right? And obviously it takes away from the actual word and the actual meaning behind that. From the actual people that are doing some pretty horrible stuff. So again, good job on that, if that really makes you happy. Obviously a lot of people saying this AI powered VTuber stuff is getting out of hand. I'm sitting trying to add my ass off, telling jokes, reacting, and variety gaming to get 5 subs, and this dude got 296k. Again, reacting. Like I don't have to spell this out for you, right? Neurosama is obviously a project which obviously I've talked about 20 million times on this channel, that is created by Vedal and has been, kind of worked on very, very hardly by not just Vedal, but many other people as well, who work on all of the channels and all of the content and things that goes on. And does a lot of innovation in terms of content. I mean, if you're sat there reacting and gaming, don't expect people just to flood in. You've got to do something different. You've got to do something that obviously captures people. Obviously, the thing that Neurosama has is that, she is an AI. It's different. It's something new. Obviously, not every single AI VTuber is going to take over the entire platform. Not because, it's not because that AI necessarily draws people in. It's because of the kind of dichotomy between Neurosama and Vedal, and also all of the collabs that she interacts with, and also a lot of the events and different kind of things that Vedal actually plans for Neuro to do. Those are the things that obviously gets people to watch. It's not just because she's an AI sat there doing nothing, which, to be honest, she's probably doing more than somebody just reacting and sitting down and playing games and stuff, right? I think it is pretty insane, right, that these people just sit here and complain. So yeah, obviously a lot of people saying cope, and yeah, I think it is the kind of correct response of people just saying, kind of cope, because the comments are absolutely crazy, and this happens with every single Dexerto post, because Dexerto obviously has a audience of a lot of normies, essentially, right? And there's been some other clips as well that have been going around, including this one, including oh, well, not Phase Lacy anymore, Lacy, saying Lacy is not a fan of AI VTuber vedal987. First of all, Neurosama is the AI VTuber, vedal987 is the person who made her, but okay, like, so first of all, Yoxix got this wrong completely, so great job. And saying with 300,000 Twitch subscribers, saying it takes away from what streaming is. And this is what he had to say about it.
Like, my honest opinion on it, like, if I'm being honest, I feel like this takes away from what streaming is, no? Like, it's not a real, there's no human emotion, it's not a person. It's AI. I feel like streaming what it should be is humans interacting with their community. And this is just AI. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, is this what streaming is gonna turn into? Am I gonna open Twitch one day and it's just gonna be all AI streamers? The AI doesn't even recognize, like, I'm confused because the AI doesn't even recognize what the chat, like when I see a LOL in my chat or a W in my chat, it gives me a feeling. Like, you guys know I'm seeing that and feed.
So yeah, obviously he goes on to talk about the fact that there's no human and there's no human emotion. Meanwhile, there's a human on the stream, literally on Neurosama's head. It's Vedal, right above her. Who is also talking in the stream, which maybe he doesn't have the sound on or whatever, but again, it's also important to mention that Camilla is also in the stream, where it's been, kind of cleverly cropped out there. So again, 2 humans on the stream and 1 AI. So again, as I put in this kind of quote retweet from this on my page, there's no human emotion, while Vedal is literally on Neuro's head. and they're at a Camilla Tea Party collab. Arguably, there is more humans on Vedal's stream than there is on Lacy's. You can't make this up. Like, literally, there is more humans on neurosama's stream than there is Lacy's. Obviously, unless you count the people that he's reacting to being humans. But again, actually, people within on his stream, there is more humans and more human interaction going on that Lacy is having with his chat, which I think is obviously pretty interesting, and you know, that's something that he probably doesn't really consider. Also, people have been bringing up this as well about his thoughts on AI, and it seems like he's taken a big 360, you know, saying FaZe Lacy gives his opinion on AI versus hiring an artist, saying this poster looks great and AI made it. I'd have to pay someone 150 and wait a day, which I think is totally fine if he wants to think that way. And you know, I don't really care, right? In terms of like, oh, should you get AI or not, whatever. Like, sure, like you can have it, you can not have it. I don't care. Again. But it seems like he's just gone completely 360 on this and just gone, no, guys, I can't believe there's AI, because I think it's like kind of, I guess, threatening his job, right? I think it's as soon as it threatens his job, he's against it, which I think is quite funny. And yeah, obviously it should have been something that he should have been aware of from the start, right? So yeah, I mean, you know, if you continue saying, you know, this is great and whatever, that's totally fine. But you know, it's quite funny to see the switch up and how much kind of, I guess, how many waves is kind of, I guess, brought up in the community. You got Ethan here saying, peaked at 37k viewers in 26 minutes, then lost a ton of viewers. He's talking about no human emotions and stuff being AI. Okay, buddy. Which obviously, yeah, I think he's talking about like the botting and stuff, which has been going on. People are saying, who's going to teach him about Miku? Said, boy, do you have a big awakening coming? AI over some guy named Lacy. Which, yeah, I think it is pretty crazy how many people have been going pretty insane over this, right? And yeah, as I said, there is more human interaction happening on Neuro's stream than there is on Lacy's stream, which I think that's the only thing you need to take away from that, right? We've also got False ID here showing a live stream fail clip of saying Vedal987 breaks the hype train record, and then they say the only AI that makes money. They say, holy, you're actually right, which I do think is quite funny, because if you don't know, obviously like ChatGPT and things are massive like sinkholes of money for these companies. They're essentially kind of just hoping that it will work out eventually and everything will just be okay and they'll make some money off it in the future, right? And that's why they're releasing stuff like video AI tools and stuff like that, right? So again, I think that was obviously pretty interesting. The neurosama is probably the only one that is actually making profit, which is, yeah, pretty hilarious. You've also got people as well like Jason the Ween, who has been crashing out over this too, obviously in the same kind of space as Lacy, after, yeah, neurosama is about to break his sub record, I think. His all-time sub record was 327k, and she's at 300. I'm pretty sure she'll absolutely smash that. And yeah, it seems like he's been crushing out over that as well. You know, people saying Steve Harder. I have no idea what this is, but I've seen it get brought up so much. There's got to be something special about this AI streamer, and I want to know more. 300k subs is crazy. Anyone got a YouTube video to explain the hype? And yeah, to be honest, I think there is a lot that people are missing, right? In terms of, I guess, you know, neurosama and the journey and exactly how neurosama is made. Because again, it isn't just this slop thing that some people try to make it out to be, where it's just like, oh, AI is going to take over everything, it's becoming autonomous, there's no soul or whatever, because that's not the case, right? As I said, there's Vedal, there's so many collaborations and stuff that go on stream, and yeah, obviously to some of these people, like Jason and Lacy, who maybe don't think as much and don't do much critical thinking, they don't recognize the fact that there are humans actually on the stream as well. Whereas many other people, like this person wanting to know more, actually want to know more about them instead of just going, nah, hate that person, right? Don't like them, or you know, don't like what they're doing. Like, this person actually wants to know more, which I think, honestly, you know, that's a good thing. Like, I don't mind if you'd like dislike it or whatever, but you actually kind of, I guess, knowledgeable and bringing up the correct points. But the thing is, none of these people are bringing up the correct points. They're all just going, oh, this is just AI, there's no human there or whatever, which is just, you know, wrong. Like, if you're gonna at least make a counter argument to this, you got to be right and actually have, you know, some kind of facts or evidence behind it, but there isn't anything, right? As people saying, normies cry about Neuro and Vedal doing great content in their stream. Also, normie content saying A2 Guapo accidentally crashed Jason Lewin's Maybach into a truck while eating and was lucky to find out there's minor damages. Like, yeah, that is the average content in that space. And they're just like, yeah, guys, why aren't they watching us? Like, why aren't they watching us, guys? They want to watch us crash into cars and harass people in the street and stuff more. Obviously, Lacy and Jason aren't so much, the type to do that, but there's definitely been many in the space, in a similar space that have done that, which obviously I think is quite funny, right? And there's also been more people as well bringing this up with the Lacy thing, saying this is the same guy, by the way. Lacy says he will do one sleep stream a month with max ads to help pay his 18K rent. Rent is due, so today will be a long stream. Yesterday was a long stream. I'm going to do a sleep stream once a month with max ads running, and I need all of you guys to tab me open. So again, obviously he's like begging for subs and begging for money essentially to pay his $18,000 rent, which is absolutely insane. Just get a smaller house if you can't, if you can't afford this, just get a smaller house. It's not that hard. I think you're gonna live if you move into somewhere a little bit smaller than this, right? But again, 18K is absolutely absurd. And obviously now he's saying that he's going to be doing sleep streams and he wants people to donate to him in his sleep, which is the main thing that these people have been bringing up about Neurosama, saying that, oh, Neurosama can stream 24/7 and get all of this money and, generate all this money while Vidal's asleep. That's not the case, because, Neuro actually gets turned off or whatever, while Vedal is away, because Vedal needs to obviously filter and look out for any kind of issues or whatever and interact with her on stream. So yeah, obviously they do have sleep down periods, which is quite crazy. So again, they're not farming money in their sleep, but I think, Lacy's doing exactly the same thing by going to sleep on stream and asking people to donate more and keep a tab open to have ads running in the background to farm him money, which I think is crazy. And obviously a lot of people have been calling that out too, saying just once, I'd love to see Vedal say something along the lines of, oh chat, this guy's allowed to hate me, I make more money than him. That'd be so funny. That would be so funny. I say Lacy doesn't earn goodwill, and mocking the swarm will net him in a collective internet ass kicking, which 100% is true. And then finally as well, I just think that Asmongold had one of the best kind of, I guess, reactions to this happening out of the more, IRL, not IRL, but you get what I mean. He would never do IRL, but more like in-person content, like actual person, not VTuber. He had one of the better reactions, just kind of, almost becoming a swarm member, which I thought was pretty interesting, right? And I think that, I think it's just a much better reaction to what's going on. He never expressed like extreme, happiness for it, but he never, expressed extreme, sadness for it. He was just kind of in the middle. He's like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool, right? He managed to beat the record and whatever. And yeah, obviously was enjoying it. So again, I do think obviously Asmon had one of the best reactions out of a lot of these streamers to this. And again, obviously it seems that the Neurosama hate and the Neurosama kind of targeting will continue for a little bit longer, especially if they continue to break a lot of records and stuff like that. So again, we're going to have to wait and see what goes on in the future. But yeah, that's about what I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.